This season I was able to harvest a really nice mule deer buck, and I've always wanted to do a whole deer neck for Thanksgiving, and since Thanksgiving is tomorrow, we are going to season this and cook this along with a turkey. That way we have wild venison along with our turkey dinner, and I think it's going to be great. Usually when I shoot a deer, I trim off all this meat and turn it into burger. A lot of people will fillet these off and roll them into a roast, but I want to do this whole thing from the neck to the shoulder with that spine in there and just smoke it on the Traeger and barbecue it. And we're going to do it for a very long time till that meat is tender. We're going to have a lot of flavor on this too. We're going to do a dry rub. I have all these spices here. I'll list all the spices in the description below, but this is going to be a fairly spicy rub. I have from my garden these little tiny peppers. These are called chili tippins. Some people call them bird peppers. They're a wild pepper that grows in the desert. These are from Arizona, and these are so hot. One of these is similar in heat to a whole habanero. So we are going to make this rub extremely spicy, and I have a lot of flavors going on. And then we're going to wrap it after we rub the meat, and then we're going to let it sit overnight and then put it on the Traeger and smoke and barbecue it. So I'm looking forward to trying this. I think it's going to be great. The first thing I got to do is chop up these chili tippin peppers and then mix up my spices and cover the whole deer neck with the rub. So it should be great. Here's my rub all mixed up, and man, I can tell it's spicy. I have one little cut on my finger there and it burns. This stuff is going to be good and flavorful. So we're going to just spread this all over our deer neck. I'm just looking to work that spice rub on evenly distributed across the meat and on the top and bottom here too, and just let that flavor soak in overnight. Now that we have this whole neck covered in our dry rub, we're going to wrap it in this saran wrap. We've got this whole neck wrapped in saran wrap, which helps hold all that good dry rub right on the meat and keeps it from drying out overnight. And we're just going to sit this in this pan and let it stay there till we're ready to start the barbecue tomorrow. Our neck roast has been marinating in the fridge overnight, so we're now ready to place it on the Traeger grill. We're going to remove the plastic here, and I have the Traeger cranked way up to as hot as it will go to kind of sear the outside and hopefully get a crust on it. And then we'll turn the temperature down and let it go pretty much all day. So here's our neck roast after it's been cooking on the Traeger all day. It reached an internal temperature of 155, which is perfect. I think it's going to be nice and tender, and it's got this nice crust on it. And I can't wait to take these off and serve them for Thanksgiving. This whole deer neck roast is huge, and it is delicious. We've been pulling little strips off here, and it has so much flavor, and it's a great roast. It's a great cut. You should never grind your neck roast into hamburger or leave them on the carcass. You should use it and do the whole thing for a feast. This is like a caveman style piece of meat, and it is really impressive. I've cooked deer meat many different ways, and I have to say this neck roast is some of the best venison I've ever eaten. The meat was flavorful, it was moist, it was tender, and it really compares to a great prime rib. It went perfectly on a Thanksgiving plate next to some mashed potatoes, some stuffing, cranberry sauce with a little gravy on it, and we ate it the next day because we had so much left over with au jus sauce in a French dip sandwich. It's simply amazing, and it was a great recipe. You gotta try the deer neck roast.